Howdy folks, Kathy Williams-Devries here, bringing you the second in my series of videos on the Trinity College London examination scales. I've just taken you through Trinity College London Grade 1. We're now looking at Grade 2. We've got a few more scales and we go over the break now that we're in Grade 2. So the scales that are required are F major 2 octaves, C major to the 12th, which means going from the C to a G. We've then got G minor, which has 2 flats, and E minor, that has 1 sharp, because it is the relative minor of G major. And the arpeggios are F major 2 octaves and C major to the 12th, G minor 2 octaves, and E minor 1 octave. And we also have D major scale going up into 2 sharps. So, well, let's start with C major. There's no sharps or flats. I recommend you use the left hand B to get to the right hand C, and that you can actually leave fingers down between G and A and B, because that makes the transition easier to go from A to B. Much easier than much easier. So I've got C major to the 12th. Now note for the purposes of these videos that I'm going to be doing the scales all slurred, so that you can get the best possible tone you can. And then later on, when you've got a really secure tone slurred, you can add articulation. So after the C major scale, we then come to the arpeggio, which of course is 1, 3, 5 and 8. Now in this case, you want a really smooth transition between the G and the C, because you're putting no fingers down to a lot of fingers down. What I do recommend is that you keep the right hand down. So when you hit the G, put the right hand down, so that all you need to do is put down 3 fingers for the C. So that's a little bit easier. We're going to leave, no, we'll do D major. We'll do D major. So D major has 2 sharps, the F sharp and the C sharp. I do recommend that you use this C sharp, the right hand C sharp, and the left hand B. So we've got 2 sharps. I do recommend that the G and the A, you keep the right hand down so that you get a really smooth transition to the B. And also practice going from B to C. It's really clunky, especially if you're on a really cheap clarinet, but you want to get, we don't want to hear the D creep in. So okay, but that's mainly for the jazz clarinet people. We will come to you in a minute, because you also have to do a D major 7th arpeggio, a Dorian scale on D, the D minor 7th arpeggio, the Mixolydian scale on D, and a D major arpeggio. which the regular clarinetists don't have to do. So, but I've shown you D major anyway, it'll help you with the next grade. Now, leaving the jazz clarinet stuff aside, we now come to E harmonic minor. So there's three harmonic minors. So there's three minors, sorry. There's a harmonic minor where you sharpen the 7th degree of the scale and nothing else. The melodic minor, on the way up, you sharpen the 6th and 7th and naturalise them on the way down. And in E natural minor scale, it's just up and down, no sharps or flats. Now, I do recommend that you use the left hand low E so that you can go to the right hand F sharp. And again, we want it really smooth. We don't want a G creeping in. We don't want that creeping in. Now, for the D sharp of course is the same as an E flat. There's two fingerings for D sharp E flat. There's the one where you finger a D and add the bottom side key, and there's one where you finger a D and add the banana key. In this case, we can only use the right hand side key because we're going from a C to a D sharp, C to a D sharp. We can't go C to a D sharp, that's not going to work, and I'll show you why. So we go C to D sharp. Quite difficult because not only are you raising this finger, you're having to depress this one, and it's slightly different. You may want to take that out by itself. You may want to practice it like that. But let me play you the E harmonic minor scale. Okay, so you may want to practice between C and D sharp, and also between E and D sharp as well, because you have to coordinate a number of keys. In the melodic minor scale, we sharpen the C sharp as well, and the only D sharp you can use is that, and that's quite difficult. You can see that I'm having to raise two fingers and depress one. So you may want to take that out on its own, but do realise on the way down that you're naturalising those sharps, and it's as if you're playing a G major scale. So and again, get that really smooth connection between the F sharp and the E. Natural minor scale, you've only got the one sharp, which is the F sharp. Okay, so there's no real dramas there. We've then got the E minor arpeggio. I do recommend you coordinate between the B and the E. Because you are having to raise and depress three fingers at a time. So you may use either the left hand E or the right hand E. I probably use the right hand E because that keeps it in the one hand. See how I don't have to do anything with the left hand until I play the E. But that is your choice whether you want to use that one or that one. We then come to F major scale 2 octaves, and may I suggest that when you hit the G that you pop the right hand down so that you can go between the B flat to C very easily. So F major scale. So the F major scale is probably the easiest major scale on the clarinet. F major arpeggio 1, 3 and 8. You may want to coordinate between the C and the F because you are raising a number of fingers, and also between the A and the C and the F. The A and the C, you may want to put down the right hand to get to the C better, and when you hit the C to the F, try and coordinate the 4 fingers. So in Trinity College, I don't believe that you are required to do any thirds, which is a bit of a pity because thirds are a very good way of helping you learn your scale, and you'll find this when I go to the advanced version of the scales, is that I do scales in thirds. I also do interrupted scales and returning scales, and these because when you're in a piece there may be a scale like passage, but say it's a C major scale like passage, it may start on an E. So you need to know the scale starting, you need to know the C major scale starting on an E as much as starting on a C. Don't let the scales that you have to learn for your exams sort of start and finish on the tonic, because very rarely in a piece will that happen. But we've done F major, let's do G minor scale. So we're in 2 flats here, so B flat and E flat. Now the harmonic minor scale, no real drama, except when you go from the E flat to the F sharp, you have to record, you have to sync a number of fingers, and also between the E flat and the F sharp, see how you're having to coordinate a number of fingers. And I do recommend you can use either this E flat or this E flat. My preference is this E flat. And I do recommend that between the A, B flat and C that you put the right hand down so that you get the C a bit easier. So that's G harmonic minor scale. In the melodic minor, of course, we don't have to worry about E flats on the way up, because as the 6th degree of the scale, it becomes sharpened so that the E flat becomes an E natural. But you do have to coordinate between the F and the E flat on the way down. See how you're having to coordinate 3 other fingers. You may want to take that out. On the way down, you have a choice between this E flat or this E flat, completely your choice. So in this case I used keeping it all in left hand. You've got the G natural minor scale. Again, the E flat here is completely your choice. You will want to coordinate between the E flat and the F in the top, because you have to coordinate 3 fingers. So, but there's no E naturals or everything. It's just your natural minor, which of course could just be B flat major starting on a G. Think of it that way. And Then you've got the G minor arpeggio. May I suggest that when you hit this G that you stick the right hand down so that you can get to the D a little bit easier, and that you coordinate between the D and the G, because you are raising and lowering 3 fingers at once. So and jazz clarineters so that we don't forget you. The D major 7th arpeggio, remember we've got an F sharp and we've got a C sharp. I prefer this C sharp. May I suggest that when you hit the A that you stick the right hand down. And then you've got the Dorian scale starting on D 1 octave, so there's no sharps or flats. And the D minor 7th arpeggio. And then you've got the Mixolydian scale on D. So the Mixolydian, I think, is a G scale that starts on a G, but we're starting on a D. And then the D major arpeggio with a lowered 7th, which is actually really just a D7, dominant 7th. And I do suggest that for the A you stick the right hand down so that you get to the C a little bit easier. So folks, that's grade 2 Trinity College London scales. Please join me for grade 3 when we go a little bit higher. We do go up to the C, and there's a few other things. We go into let's see, we do some A major, so that's 3 sharps, and B flat major, 2 flats, plus we do some D harmonic minor, D melodic minor, that goes up to an A. So thanks for listening, and bye for now.